Hello, my name is Benjamin Timothy Gobey, and for my project, the BTG Interviews, today I'm interviewing
Nicola Bryant. I'm known for playing the role of Peri in Doctor Who, for Millicent in Blackadder, and most recently in the Star Trek Continues, the last final 2 episodes.
Where were you born, where did you grow up, and what age did you start acting?
I was born in Surrey, and that's also where I grew up. I was a dancer, so I trained as a dancer originally. Well, when I say trained, started dance classes when I was about 4 years old. And I think there's quite a lot of acting involved in dance, really, because dance is like acting without words. So the thing that I liked about doing dance in terms of acting was my mother was deaf. So I felt it was like an acting job that my mother would be able to follow. So originally I wanted to be a ballerina, and then when I wasn't allowed to go to ballet school, I switched to dropping the ballet and going into acting.
Okay. What was your best and most challenging roles, or what has been your best?
A show that not many people will have seen. I got to play Zelda Fitzgerald in a 3-hander, which was the life story of Zelda Fitzgerald, F. Scott Fitzgerald, and Ernest Hemingway. And I really wanted to play this part, and I found out about it in the waiting room of an audition for a West End show that I went on to do. And I said to the actor that I met who would be playing F. Scott Fitzgerald, "Oh, I'd love to play that." And he went, "You won't, because you're way too young." So I was like 22, 23. And he said, "Because we need someone who can play up to 45, and it's already been cast." So I was like, "Okay, but, you know, I would just love to, if the chance ever came up." And the chance did come up. Less than 48 hours before the show was due to open, the lady who was playing Zelda Fitzgerald was ill. So they rang me up and said, "Can you learn it in 24 hours? And because you're young and cocky and confident," I said yes. And I think probably it was my best performance. There were artists, producers, directors who saw it and spoke to me about it afterwards. I didn't know they were in the audience, and they did say it was an amazing performance. I think it was pure adrenaline that got me through, because there was no way I could learn all of the words. But because I was a fan of Fitzgerald, I'd read so much background. So I looked at the script and I said, "Look, I may not get every word, but I will be emotionally on the content." And luckily the other 2 actors were superb improvisers as well, and we got through it.
Ta-da! Yuck! Where are we going?
Leicester 95.
Where's that?
You'll soon find out. It's a marvellous place for holiday, and you and I both need a rest. I would have taken you to the Eye of Orion, but the coordinates elude me at the moment. Peri?
Yes?
How do you come by a name like that?
It's the diminutive of my proper name, Perpigillium.
Indeed. One morn, a Peri at the gate of Eden stood, disconsolate. Who wrote that?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Of course you don't. You don't even know what a Peri is, do you? Peri?
No.
I'll tell you. A Peri is a good and beautiful fairy in Persian mythology. The interesting thing is, before it became good, it was evil.
Is there any role or character you would like to portray in the future, and why?
I would probably love to play all the classics, and I suppose I'm still just about in the age range to play Lady Macbeth. A lovely character. I've always wanted to play Hamlet, but I've always accepted that I will probably never get to play Hamlet. And I think probably all those main, huge classical roles, but really whenever a great script lands on the doormat, which is not often, then that's the part I want to play.
Yep. 4. Are there any particular actors, writers or directors you have enjoyed working with in your career?
Oh, many. I suppose the two most famous people that I worked with would be Tom Stoppard and they're both Sir, aren't they? Sir Tom Stoppard and Sir Trevor Nunn. And what's really interesting is that they're the most famous and the most humble people. Really nice, very laid back, very gentle, very kind, very smart and very aware. And I've met much lesser known people who are vastly more arrogant. So it was very refreshing to meet these two people who were absolutely at the top of their game, but so interested in what you were doing with their role and working with them. So I would always love to work with them again, and they were fantastic to work with.
Just 2 more questions.
Sure,
Okay?
let's go for it, let's try.
How do you feel your career has progressed over the years, and where would you like to go with it in the future?
Oh, well, I suppose there are always the things that slightly frustrate you, which is when it was revealed that I wasn't actually American and that I'd been acting all through not just Doctor Who but behind the scenes. What was really strange was a lot of casting directors said, "I'll never work with you again because you've lied." And yet there are now so many famous actors from Great Britain who have worked in the States with American accents, and they're applauded for it, but somehow I was punished for it, which seems like a very odd thing, and the only thing you can put it down to is the times, those particular casting directors. But nowadays, if you were to write an article in a newspaper about an actor who pretended to be a different nationality for 3 years and fooled everyone, then they would be applauded for it. So it would have been nice to have got recognition rather than punishment for that. I think it's one of the most tricky businesses in the world to be an actor. And I think it's important to keep everything in perspective, because it's your job to play real people. And it's so easy to just go, "Oh, I could have been this, I wish I'd been in that." And I choose to go, I'm in a lucky place. Because of Doctor Who, I've travelled the world. Because of my passion for Star Trek, I've got to be in Star Trek Continues. And I think I just feel blessed. Despite everything, I feel blessed and graced to have had the journey that I've had, which has taken me to the most amazing places. And yes, I would like to have more fascinating and interesting roles, but I love my life and I love the people I'm surrounded by.
Fascinating.
You're Vulcan. You're Vulcan.
Affirmative.
When a simple yes would do, Vulcan for sure. Forgive the attack. The drone sensors thought you're another Romulan invader. The biosigns are almost identical. You're in charge?
Captain James T. Kirk, Federation Starship Enterprise.
T for Tiberius.
Finally, do you have any advice for me or anyone else who wants to go into acting or directing or anything to do within the film industry?
I think if you want to go into it, it's difficult in this day and age because people have a strange perspective about what the business is about. When I joined, it was about having a creative passion, and it certainly wasn't about making money or being famous. In fact, I was once in Los Angeles in an office where a particular producer said to me, "Who do you want to be?" And I didn't really understand what that question was. But what they meant was, what kind of actor are you? Are you another Helen Mirren? And I said, "Oh, Judi Dench." And this producer went, "Who?" Because at this point, which would have been the 90s, America didn't seem to know who Judi Dench was. So I would say the difficulty with today is that everyone wants to be like a Kardashian, to be famous, rather than to have a craft. If you really, really, really want to do this and there's nothing else you want to do, then stick with it. If you're good at anything else, do something else, because it's a really tough career. And if you don't have the love and the heart to get through all the knocks, emotionally, financially, whatever things come your way, then don't put yourself through it. You know, it's tough enough. Surround yourself by good people and just keep creating, keep doing your thing, but do it for the love of it, rather than necessarily the notice me. That's all I can say, and good luck to anyone who wants to.